Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of our Forest Acres Classic, one of the premier spring break tournaments in the state, and one of those premier high school tournaments you're going to see potentially anywhere. I'm going to step away for half a second. We'll go through starting lineups and everything, but let's get ready to rock and roll. Lexington, Lugoff-Elgin, both making the return to the Classic for the first time in multiple years. I'll talk a lot more about that when we come back in 1 second, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in again. My name is Alex Ross. I will be your play-by-play broadcaster throughout this whole tournament, and today should be a ton of fun. New 5A opponents squaring off in their first of 3, potentially 4 games if it gets that far. And the winners of our first game, the Miller School, run-ruled Cardinal Newman 16-0 in 3 innings. They jumped all over the Cardinals. And now Lexington and Lugoff-Elgin will try to follow suit and potentially have a dominant win of their own. Lexington will get Cardinal Newman tomorrow, and Lugoff gets Miller, the hot Mavericks, tomorrow. We'll have to see how those games shakes out as Miller sitting right behind the Lugoff sideline, ready and waiting. Of course, Cardinal Newman has taken their leave. They'll be back here tomorrow. So let's go through our starting lineups here. Of course, Game Changer has them ready, but we're going to roll through them on the stream real quick. The home team is going to be the Lexington Wildcats, the visiting team, Lugoff-Elgin. And I guess before we quickly go through our starting lineups, let me explain how this works, considering I don't think anyone listening has potentially heard these two teams in the Classic for the last, what's it been, like 10 years-ish? Yeah, pretty much. All right, so the Forest Acres Classic is a tournament where there's 2 brackets. There's a bracket A and a bracket B. Both of these teams are in bracket B. It's Lugoff, Lexington, Miller, and Cardinal Newman. You will play round-robin style through 3 days, and then the top 2 teams, it used to be 3, now it's 2, will play championship day on Thursday, so a 3rd place game and a 1st place game. They'll play the 1st place team of the bracket A, and of course the 2nd place team at bracket A, and then we'll crown our winner. Simple 4-day tournament that attracts teams all over the state, including of course the Miller School from Virginia. Both of Lexington and Lugoff, though, homegrown talent here right around the Midlands. All right, so any other questions if you want? I went a little more in depth in the Miller game. If not, sure, you can probably just drop a comment and I can easily answer it. But let's go through our starting lineups real quick. Again, Lexington, the designated home team in this game, so we'll go around the diamond. On the bump, Grant Kistner. Behind the dish, Toby Soborowski. First, Christian Spivey. Second, Jones Bell. Short, Graham Coleman. Third, Logan Blight. In left, it's Lincoln Hill. In center, Brandon Cromer. And in right field, it's Jackson Kuiper. DHing for the Wildcats here tonight is Alan Hegler, or this afternoon. Got to get used to that one again. Hegler will be DHing for Kuiper. All right, and for the visiting Demons, who feels like this is their home away from home and away, let's go through their starting lineup. Watson Harvey leads off, the second baseman. Batting second, the College of Charleston commit, A.J. Jefferson. Third, the left fielder, Preston Cranford. Batting cleanup, it's Maverick Grigsby over at third. The first baseman, Logan Crane, hitting 5. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Luke Ferris. DHing in the 7 hole, it's Aaron Pittman. 8th, their center fielder, Colin Bright. And 9th, behind the dish, Jake Rabin. And on the pump for Lugoff will be Griffin Proctor. Let's get it on. Lexington looking for a little revenge here against Lugoff after one of their losses en route to a state championship last year was to the Demons. Lugoff took that one 5-4. Now we're set here for a 2025 game. The first pitch is fouled straight back, and we are underway. For those who are new to me, of course, Lugoff's heard me multiple times. Lexington, this is the first. I will call these games radio style, which makes the stagnant camera. It's very nice to have, but of course, I'll be saying where things are going. Off speed, down low, swing and a miss. It's 0-2 here to Watson Harvley. The right-handed Kistner will wheel and deal. The 0-2 stays wide, ball 1. A little windy here today in the Midlands, blowing in from the outfield to the infield. The 1-2, that's grounded to the right side. Glove by Kistner on the bump. He'll flip it to first for the easy 1-3 to get us going here. That's a tough play from Kistner that may look easy. It was going towards Bell at second. Instead, Kistner stabs it out of midair. It's good for out number 1. And now it's A.J. Jefferson, the College of Charleston commit. Jefferson came in and played our Falcons a couple weeks ago, and now he sits in the right-handed box yet again. He takes the curveball for strike 1, low in the zone. Oh, and 1. The right-hander comes home. Another breaking ball low in the zone for strike 2. Kistner has been on fire so far this season, making his 5th appearance, 2nd start of the season. The 0-2, that's wide, heater. Looking at Kistner, 7 2/3 innings, 5 earned runs. It's one of their go-to relievers en route to their state championship last year. The 1-2 is muscled to the right side and foul. It'll stay 1-2. Now that wind really picking up left to right across the diamond. Gave Cardinal Newman some trouble back in the first game. We'll have to see if it dies down as we move along in this one. Kistner waits, and now he'll step off the rubber, prompting Jefferson to do the same. Jefferson has been slowly coming along, but it's been a slower last couple games as Kistner fires the 1-2. That's chopped to the left side. Shortstop's Coleman has to wait back onto the long throw to first. Not dug out. Spivey has to come off the bag. We'll wait for the official ruling on that one, but Jefferson will take first. Nothing yet. It's been put in. They're going to rule it an error. Well, it's going to be an error. I want to say that's going to go on Spivey technically since it was a 1 bouncer, but it's pretty hard. I just don't know how they're ruling. It's a 1 bouncer, is what I was trying to say. Ball 1 high and inside. It's Preston Cranford. Either way, it's an error for Lexington, meaning now Jefferson is 1 for his last 13. Still 4 RBIs, though. As a 2-hole hitter. Not too shabby. Oh, it's 1-0 the count. Righty on righty here for Preston Cranford, the left fielder. Kistner picks off back to first. Jefferson gets back safely. To watch out for Jefferson. He is a speedster. 7 stolen bags. That's good for 2nd on this Demon squad. Another pickoff from Kistner. Good pickoff move, just not in time to get Jefferson. Cranford, the senior, hitting .392 this season. He awaits the 1-0. Kistner comes home. Off speed, up and away, ball 2. Kistner, the Erskine commit, one of the top 50 right-handed pitchers in this senior class. Cranford, the senior, not committed anywhere as of yet. However, he's putting together a good senior campaign. Kistner comes home, the 2-0. Fastball inside, ball 3. Long pause, Kistner giving a hard look back at Jefferson. He's working out of the stretch. He'll come home, the 3-0. Call strike 1, heater on the inside part of the plate. Kistner last week, he beat Dutch Fork in his 1 appearance on the bump. 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. He's behind 3-1. He fires and gets a big swing and a miss through a heater upstairs. It's going to bring the count full here. Three and 2, 1 out, runner at first for Lugoff-Elgin in the opening frame, their first game of the Classic. Jefferson goes, the pitch, low and away, ball 4, doesn't matter. Looks like a fastball away. Good at-bat from Kistner and Cranford. Cranford was ahead 3-0 before Kistner worked it back full, and then he drew the walk. Well, now it's Maverick Grigsby for the first time up, and this man loves this field. I mean, I think he was a Falcon killer, if you will. 3 for 4, if I remember correctly. Multiple RBIs. Grigsby, one of the All-State second basemen of last year, will dig into the right-handed box. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the opening frame. The first pitch from Kistner. Called strike 1. Breaking ball hits the outside part of the plate. Now a pickoff back to second. Did he get him off? No, not in time. Good pickoff move from Kistner. Bell applied the tag, however, Jefferson just got beneath it. We'll have to dish Maverick Grigsby oh, as my phone just takes a tumble. No harm, no foul. It's just right under me. I got it. Oh, I appreciate it. Well, 0-1 swing and a miss. Strike 2 through a heater. Well, before I was really interrupted by my phone, Grigsby is committed to USC Aiken. He was part of a great campaign last year for the Demons, who came up short in the playoffs. The 0-2 from Kistner. Breaking ball over the head of Grigsby, who has to duck out of the way. It's 1-2. Last year, Grigsby hit .432 with a .500 on-base percentage. Along with 24 RBIs, he was one of the premier players on this Demon team. He swings and misses through a pitch out of the zone on the outside edge. There's now 2 away.
First baseman number 11, Logan Crane.
It's the first punch out for Kistner now, who's not out of the jam just yet. It's Logan Crane up. Runners at first and second. Quick pickoff move back to second, keeping Jefferson on his toes. There's 2 away, top of the first. Runners at first and second for Lugoff-Elgin. And in the box, it's the junior Logan Crane. The righty chops that one to the left side. The third baseman, Blight, waits back on it, steps on the bag for the easy out number 3, and that'll do it. Well, after an error and a walk, Kistner works out of the inning. Scoreless going to the bottom of the first when we return. All right, again, welcome back in. Use a little music behind us because, again, for those new to this stream, monetization is a big thing. We try to keep that out of here. But we'll go around the diamond real quickly for Lugoff and through the order through Lexington yet again. Proctor on the bump, Raban behind the dish, Crane at first, Harvley second, Jefferson short, Grigsby third, Cranford left, right in center, and Ferris in right. Through the Lexington order, it's Soborowski leading off, Blight batting second, Spivey third, Cromer fourth, Hill fifth, Kistner sixth, Hegler 7, Coleman 8, and Bell 9. All right, let's get it on. The southpaw versus the righty. Soborowski digging in. Proctor fires home. The first pitch is popped into the air to the right side. It will slice foul and out of play. The southpaw will kick and deal the 0-1. Called strike 2, off speed on the outside edge for Proctor. Proctor not usually a starter, however, he's been thrust into this role with the Forest Acres Classic, being 4 games, hopefully, for both these teams. The 0-2 from Proctor. Missed wide with a changeup. It's 1-2. For Proctor, he's making his now 9th appearance of the season. First start, though, 8 1/3 inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run. The 1-2, that one's lined to the right side, diving, not there for Harvley. Just out of the reach, it's a leadoff single for Soborowski.
Up next, number 12, Logan Blight.
Well, Proctor usually comes on in relief. He's now being thrust into a starting role. We'll see how he handles the top of the order, as the second up will be Logan Blight. The USC Aiken commit stands now at first here for Logan Blight. Lefty on righty, third baseman comes in. Now he shows bunt, and that one will go foul. Grigsby was ready and waiting in case it popped to him. Wind now really starting to pick up, coming in from left center field. Back in the first game, the monitor that I have in front of me and the umbrella that's keeping the camera cool both blew off. It's not a fun time, so I was having to figure things out as we were going between innings. Again, whipping in is pickoff back to first, not really even close for Soborowski. It's coming out from straight center. Again, we saw back in the first game, Miller put a fly ball into center and Cox misread it after the wind batted it down. The 0-1 from Proctor. Called strike 2, beautiful breaking ball, finds the outside part of the zone against Blight. Well, Blight, the senior, going to UNC Pembroke. Hitting .286 this season, 9 RBIs. The right-hander awaits as the southpaw fires. He pokes it foul after the 0-2 was on the outside edge. Blight awaits the 0-2. Proctor will kick and deal. Runner goes. The pitch. Called ball 1. The throw down to second. Not in time. Nice job from Soborowski with the southpaw. It's not easy to swipe second, however, got a good jump after the looked like just a look back from Proctor, and it's a stolen bag here for him. Still trailing Cromer with the team lead, but that's his second of the season. Puts a runner for the Wildcats in scoring position early, the defending 5-state champion Wildcats. The 1-2 curveball hits the dirt and gets away from Rabin. Or excuse me, Rabin, I apologize. That ball will skip to the backstop and allow Soborowski to get third. All of a sudden, it's a 2-2 count. Runner at third for Lexington. Looking for their first runner of the Classic. The 2s. That walking ball is lined in the right center field, and that will drop for a base hit. Blight will take the hard turn at first, but stop. Jogging in to score for the first run of the game is Soborowski. It's 1-0 Lexington. Good at-bat from Blight. He waited on it, waited back on the curve, shot it to the right side and away over the head of Harvley, who had no chance. Well, now it's the heart of the order, Christian Spivey. One of the best kids you're going to see this state has to offer. Spivey ranked as the 5th overall prospect in that sophomore class. Griffin looks back at first as Blight will stay there safely. Blight has 5 stolen bags so far this season, has been thrown out twice though. Lexington does like running, so not be surprising to see them try to go yet again. Lefty on lefty, nobody gone. Proctor fires. Breaking ball misses in, ball 1. Again, Lexington looking for some revenge. Their last game against these Demons fell 4-5 in the way of Lugoff-Elgin. Of course, that became a state championship run for the Wildcats. The 1-0 check swung, popped foul. Looked like high heater from Proctor. Wind has died down a little bit, still coming in from right to left. It's 0-1, runner goes. That ball onto the ground to the right side, gonna be a tough play. The second baseman Harvley can't grab it, and he dives through it. Strong throw in his second from Ferris, but a single from Spivey puts runners at first and second here for Lexington. And that'll bring up the South Carolina commit, Brandon Cromer. Cromer, one of the top left-handed pitching prospects this state has to offer. However, we're going to step away for a second as Coach Ward's going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Welcome back here to the Midlands. After a short talk from head coach Frankie Ward, Proctor will stay on the mound. Brandon Cromer digs in now. I called him a left-handed pitching prospect, but he's not a one-trick pony. This kid's a very talented outfielder, including a home run in one of his last couple games. The right-hander steps in against the southpaw. Proctor comes home. He throws one in the dirt. It's a breaking ball. Both Spivey and Blight will move up 90 feet closer. Proctor, who's usually very solid on the bump, having a tough time trying to navigate the first. It's a 1-0 count. In their last 5 games, Proctor's appeared in all 5. He has 2 saves, 4 2/3 innings. And of course, the unlost did come against our Falcons, where the Falcons walked him off after he tried to get stretched to 2. The 1-0. Looked like off speed that hits Cromer in the foot. He'll jog that one off, but the bases are juiced with nobody gone here in the bottom of the first for the 5-hole Lincoln Hill. Well, bases juiced, still nobody out now for Lincoln Hill, the left fielder, trying to break this one wide open here in the bottom of the first. Infield playing back, corners in. First pitch to Proctor, that one's lined in the left field, in the center field, excuse me. Blight stands under it, makes the grab, tagging at third is Blight. The throw will go to third. That allows Spivey to, well, make Spivey stay at second, but a good sac fly from Hill makes it 2-0 Wildcats.
Up next, number 5, Grant Kistner.
For a nice sac fly to the center fielder. We runners at first and second with 1 out here for the pitcher, Grant Kistner. It's a 2-0 lead for Lexington. He's going to try to help himself out here. The southpaw versus the righty. Proctor will kick and deal the first pitch. High, ball 1. There's some action over there in the Demon bullpen. Getting warm. See, have to check who it is, excuse me. Trying to find my words here early afternoon. Both runners go 1-0. That ball's popped to the right side. Well, the right fielder Ferris comes in. Both runners have to retreat after being at their bags. It's a fly out to right for out 2 as Cromer and Spivey return. Well, the hit and run was on. It was
Now batting for Lexington,
two good
number
steals from
32.
Cromer and Spivey. Spivey, especially from second, got a great jump. However, Kistner popped it to right, and now there's two away here for Alan Hegler. Hegler is scorching hot coming into this game. 4 for his last 8, 6 RBIs. The southpaw versus the righty, 2 away, runners at first and second. Proctor looks back at second. He'll throw back to second. It gets away into center field as Spivey has to hold up, which makes Cromer go all the way back to first. Cromer showed off his speed there for a second. Spivey took a couple steps off the bag. Cromer was halfway between first and second. I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard just because of how quick Cromer was ready to go. An errant pickoff move will keep both runners at the bag after Spivey didn't want to take the chance going into third. We'll return here. The left-hander comes home. The first pitch is high, ball 1. Hegler is one of the top freshman corner infielders this state has to offer. He just started playing recently for Lexington, and as I said, has been hitting very, very well. 4 for his last 8. 1-0 from Proctor. Fastball low in the dirt. It's ball 2. Two and oh, the count, and 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 lead for the Lexington Wildcats over the Lugoff-Elgin defense in Game 2 of the Forest Acres Classic. Game 1 for both of them. The 2-0. That ball's lifted into right field. Coming on is Ferris. The first baseman Crane goes back, but they both run out of the room as that one gets out of play towards some of the Gators of River Bluff who have just shown up here at Falcon Field. Miller to my left, watching on, looking to see their next 2 opponents, and as they're trying to navigate themselves back to a back-to-back Forest Acres Classic championship. Both Lexington and Lugoff trying to win their first after both taking decade-long breaks from the Classic. The 2-1. Call, strike 2. Proctor throws the off-speed low and inside. It's 2-2. Proctor trying to navigate through the first, allowed 2 earned runs, trying to keep it there. The Wildcats accumulated 3 hits. Looking for maybe a 4th, maybe some more runners coming home. Long pause for Proctor. He'll kick and deal. The 2-2 is sliced to the right side. It will go out of play. Another good job for Hegler. Only has 1 strikeout so far to his early Lexington career. We'll have to see how much he wants to live on the edge this tournament. You know, this is a lot of baseball in a short amount of time. You see a lot of different kind of pitchers. It'll be really one of his first true tests. 2's on the way. Is fouled straight back. Looking at a defensive swing from Hegler as that curveball was upstairs, but he didn't want it to give it a chance to let it drop. Well, after Hegler, if it gets that far, it's Graham Coleman waiting on deck before the 9-hole Jones Bell, who's standing in the hole. Proctor, who's very patient, in no hurry, unlike we saw Evan Hankins earlier today. Now he got him picked off second. They throw it to second. Way good steal for Spivey. Proctor had him dead to rights. Looked back at second, but instead of running at him, he threw it at second, which allowed Spivey to take third. That is technically a stolen base for Spivey. Now there's runners at the corners with 2 gone. 2-2 count, 2-0 lead for Lexington. Proctor goes 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Heater upstairs will retire the side. Well, Lexington leaves 2 on the base pass, but they get 2 across. It's 2-0 Wildcats after 1. Welcome back here to Forest Acres, South Carolina. It's one of the premier baseball tournaments this state has to offer, the Forest Acres Classic. The 20th annual Forest Acres Classic, technically 20th anniversary, but COVID kind of ruined that. Either way, we're here to begin the top of the second. Lugoff-Elgin comes back to back as Grant Kistler comes up. That one's bunted to the left side. Right back at Kistler. He steps off, throws to first, and makes it for out number one. Luke Ferris didn't give me a chance to talk about him, but he grounds out for out number one as the wind again continues to just come in from center field. Keep an eye on it again. Not really many fly balls so far, but that could quickly change here in a hurry between these two. It's the DH Aaron Pittman stepping in for the first time today. Righty on righty. Kistner greets him. First pitch heater misses wide. Ball one. The 1-0. Fastball away. Ball two. Aaron Pittman 3 for his last 9 coming into today. 3 RBIs. One of those was against AC Flora 2 weeks ago on this field. The 2-0 skips in. It's ball 3. It is something to note that, there's no run for Lexington for Lugoff. Misclick. But it is to note Lugoff, very big fans of this field. You know, they've won the region on this field their last 2 years after AC Flora fell to Lugoff both times in 2024 and 2023. The away team won that for 5 straight games. The 3-0, fastball's wide. It's a 4-pitch walk to the 7-hole DH, Aaron Pittman. Now digging in is Colin Bright. One of the young freshmen on this team and one of the many talented freshmen you will see throughout this tournament. Righty on, righty runner at first, Pittman, who's not terribly fast. However, he will go if you give him a chance. First pitch to Kistner. That one's pounded foul. Looked like Blight was trying to reach the bat out, and he got a middle piece of it. Well, Bright coming off of a 1-per-2 game in their win against Westwood last week. It's 0-1. Kistner fires the fastball in the dirt. Nice stop from Soborowski behind the dish. Keeps it in front. It's now 1-1. Kistner now slows his pace a little bit. Checks the runner at first, comes home. The 1-1's line in the left center field. Going back is Cromer. Towards the wall, he looks up. He makes the play at the warning track, running into the wall. Cromer took a hard hit, running back to first is Pittman. What a play from the center fielder, showing off his speed. There's 2 away. What a play from Brandon Cromer. Coach Hucks has to make sure he's all right, gives them the thumbs up. He went full speed, taking a hit in extra bases away from Bright.
Number 12, Jake Rabin.
That's one you star in your score sheet you'll come back to later. As now there's 2 away here for the 9-hole, Jake Rabin. Kistner fires the fastballs away in this right-handed showdown. It's 1-0, and I said back when he was at the plate, Cromer's not a one-trick pony, right there on cue. Makes one of the best plays you'll see at this tournament all week. The 1-0 from Kistner. Fastball right down Broadway, strike 1. So it's 1-1, the count, 2 gone here in the top of the second. 2-0 lead for Lexington over Lugoff-Elgin. This is both their first game of the Classic, meaning they'll play 2 more and maybe a third on Thursday. The 1-1 from Kistner. That one's golfed on chop to the second baseman, Bell. He fields it on the infield grass and makes a strong throw to first for out number 3. Well, 4 up, 3 down, and a nice play from the center fielder, Brandon Cromer, robs a hit and keeps Lugoff-Elgin on the board. It's a 2-0 lead, but before we go away, while we are in our break, let me talk about our sponsors here of this spring break tournament. Well, it is first and foremost, we'll talk about the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. Big Red Box Dumpster Company is an all-inclusive dumpster company. They will bring you one of the dumpsters they have. You fill it up and they'll take it away for you. How about that? Quick, easy, simple. It's a ton of, there's not really much else I can say about it other than hit that website on your screen, www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com, to learn more and contact Chris Dorsey, one of the owners of the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. And another thing he owns, well, other sponsor of the day, it's the Richland 215 baseball team. It's a Legion baseball team that operates in the summer. Well, if you're new to kind of the area and you want to know what Legion is, well, it's the best way for high school kids to get some action in the summer. It's free baseball. You play against top talent across the state, both high school and college level. And of course, it's one way to stay closer to the team that you were growing up with. Of course, Lexington has their own post. Lugoff goes to Camden. They go to a couple other places, so I'm not exactly sure what they run to. But if you want to join the best Legion team in the state, Richland 215 is the right place for you. Owned by one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Too many good things to say about Chris Dorsey, so I'll try not to give you the whole list. But hit that QR code on your screen if you want to sign up today for the Post 215. A team that has made it to the state tournament in the last 2 years, and of course, they won their region, or their division, whatever they're called, this past season. I had the chance to call them 2 summers ago. One of my favorite summers I've had in recent memory. It's right up there with the Blowfish, who I called last season. All right, well, get that off the screen, and we'll get ready to rock and roll into the bottom of the second.
Graham Coleman.
All right, there we go. Score bug is fixed. Somewhat. There it is. All right, righty on righty. Proctor comes home. Excuse me, the lefty comes home. That one's lined in the left center field for a base hit. Coleman's on his horse. He's going to dig for 2 as that ball's kicked around in left field. So Coleman will stand in a second with a leadoff double. Coleman was thinking 2 all the way, but he got some help from both Bright and Cranford, who kicked it around in right center field. It's a leadoff double here for the Wildcats, who will try to flip the top of the order over. However, before we get there, it's Jones Bell. Well, Proctor usually doesn't work multiple innings. However, him being the starter here in a tournament that has multiple days, meaning you need a lot of arms, he's going to be forced to go 2 here. Lefty on righty. Southpaw looks back at second. And now he'll kick and deal home. Showing bunt is Bell. He'll punt it right back to Proctor. He turns on a dime, throws to first. Nice there play from, it looks like Harvey, who had to hold the bag. It's good for out 1, but a sac bunt moves Coleman to third. So Toby Soborowski will step back in. Excuse me, that was actually a hold from Crane, the first baseman. He came back, and there we go. I got to get used to getting the score bug down again. Infield comes in for the top of the order. Toby Soborowski. He singled to lead off the game. First pitch from the Southpaw's wide, ball 1. It's a 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Insurance 90 feet away at third. The 1-0 looks like a breaking ball away. It's 2-0. The 2-0 from Proctor is a fastball that hits Soborowski right in the right thigh. Soborowski tried to get out of the way, but he couldn't. The second person been hit by a pitch today by Proctor, and that will put runners at the corners. So now Logan Blight will dig in, but before we get there, Coach Ward's going to come and talk to his left-handed gunslinger. All right, well, music step comes in. We'll step away real quick. Be right back here at the Forest Acres Classic. All right, welcome back here to the Forest Acres Classic. A pitching change for Lugoff-Elgin in the second. Brody Peak will come on for the 5th time this season, and he inherits runners at the corners in the heart of this Wildcat order due up at the plate. His first batter will be the third baseman, Logan Blight. Infield playing double play depth, third baseman on the grass. First pitch showing bunt is Blight. It gets away from Rabin. Sliding in safely and scoring is Graham Coleman. It's 3-0 Wildcats, and that will allow Soborowski to take second. Just a low pitch from Peak, and his first one he throws to Blight. A wild pitch will score Coleman. Soborowski at second. It's a 1-0 count here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 lead for Lexington. Well, Peak yet to allow an earned run this season. Pitched 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. The one you know, that one's laced to the right fielder. That will be coming on, and Luke Ferris makes the one-handed running grab. A strong throw to third makes Soborowski think twice and stay over at second. There's 2 away.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 13, Christian Spivey.
Well, back up is Christian Spivey. Spivey singled his first time around. He's now up here in the second, and a courtesy runner will come in for the catcher.
Second base for the Wildcats, number 8, Jonathan Waldrop.
Oh, Jonathan Waldrop, as you may have just heard on the PA, is coming into pitch run. We'll see if one of the best hitters this state has to offer can hit him home, and Spivey. I was talking to Logan's dad before the game, and he told me, you know, Logan and Christian have been on the same baseball team for a long while, and well, the reigning state champion of the year, Coach Brian Hucks would always ask, so is Christian trying out? Christian happened to be in 4th grade at the time, so a little young, but Christian is now a sophomore and making some big waves here. One of the top players in that sophomore class. Ready on lefty, 2 gone. The right-hander comes home. Spivey ropes one down the right field line. That will be a foul ball. Just by a couple of feet. Ferris gave chase. Spivey was rounding first, ready to take second, maybe more. It's a hard hit ball for strike 1. Well, I could talk about the list Spivey leads this team in. Let's run it down. Average, on-base percentage, home runs, RBIs, walks. This kid does it all. Looking to try to increase this 3-0 Wildcat lead. It's 0-1 the count, 2 gone, runner at second. Wing coming in from right center field. Peak fires home. The fastball in tight for ball 1. Good eye from Spivey. Nice job from Rabin behind the dish to backhand it. Long pause, the 1-1. Fastball up and in, ball 2. Wind's so hard it's knocking over all of my stuff to try to keep my papers in order. Always a fun day here at the Classic. The 2-1. That one's hard hit to right field. Going back is Ferris. He's at the warning track. He looks up and makes the grab shy of the wall. Spivey looking for the first homer of the Forest Acres Classic. That wind may have made it come just short, and that will retire this side, but Lexington adds 1. It's a 3-0 lead going to the 4th right here at the Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here. It's the Forest Acres Classic on Definite Fiction, your home for the whole 20th anniversary of the Forest Acres Classic. We're set to begin the top of the third here after Christian Spivey almost had our first homer of the tournament. He comes up just short, and you may want to blame the wind if you can. I mean, there's a very real chance that would have got out. First pitch is low, ball one. It's righty on lefty. As the Erskine commit back on the hill, he'll deal to the top of the order in Watson Harvley. The right-hander comes home. The left-hander pumps that one in the shallow left field. Coming on is Hill, and he'll make the grab. There's one away.
Up next, number 3, Andrew Jefferson.
Back is A.J. Jefferson, the college to Charleston commit. He reached on an air back in the first inning before he was technically out in the fielder's choice at the end of the inning. First pitch, big swing and a miss through a heater. It's 0-1. Jefferson was trying to match Spivey's power. Came up just a tad short. He does have some power to boot. 1 homer, 11 RBIs. The 0-1. Curveball just missed Jefferson. It's in tight for ball one. That was a late dipper from Kistner. Looked like it actually almost caught the plate at the end. The 1-1. Fastball up and away, ball two. And it's always hard for me to call these pitchers who just have a motor. Remember Larson Montgomery for York, if you're a Flora fan, he felt like every time he got back on the rubber, he was throwing another pitch. Kistner seems the same way. The 2-1. That curveball's ground to the left side. Diving stop there from Blight to throw to first. Not in time. Jefferson would have beat it out anyways. It's an infield single for A.J. Jefferson. Puts a 1-out base runner on the base pass for the Demons. It gives them their first hit of the afternoon.
Now batting for Lugoff-Elgin, number 5, Preston Cranford.
Well, back up is Preston Cranford. Cranford walked his first go-around against Kistner. Now he'll try to do some damage here as the Demons are down 3-0. Kistner, long pause. Now he'll fire. Cranford will fly that one to the right side. It goes out of play and foul quickly. It's 0-1. Cranford comes in scorching hot. 7 of his last 15. 2 RBIs and a triple. Looks to add to it. The 0-1. Fastball upstairs. It's ball two. Or ball one, excuse me. Wind has died down here. Cranford maybe waiting for that. Pickoff back to first. Got A.J. Jefferson leading, but it's not enough. Just gets by the tag by Spivey. That's some deja vu for the Demons against Flora 2 weeks ago. Harvley got caught leaning off of third as Shalcombe delivered the pickoff move. If Kistner was a lefty, that may have been out number 2. Another pickoff move. This time Jefferson's ready for it. He'll slide in safely. Keep an eye on Jefferson, and for good reason. This is one of the fastest kids on the team. Again, 7 stolen bags for him. The 1-1 curveball's over the head of Cranford. It's ball two. The senior at the dish started 1 for 12 this season, but has since turned it on, if you will, hitting .392 now, near 400. Pickoff move yet again. Jefferson will dive back in. He's getting a very short lead over there, meaning no tag was even applied by Spivey. Long pause. Again, Kistner looks. Jefferson goes. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Throw into second. They're going to say batter interference. He's out no matter what. And so is Cranford. Or no, they're going to say Jefferson back to first. So maybe a break for the Demons. Coach Uck's a little upset. They're going to say Cranford swung and came into the throwing zone for Soborowski. Jefferson retreats back to first. Batter's interference is out number 2.
Now batting number 6, Maverick Grigsby.
Weird play for the second out, but now Maverick Grigsby has a chance try to do the honors of moving Jefferson over, maybe to knocking him in. Again, Grigsby loves this field scorching hot. Righty on, righty, 2 gone. First pitch. That one's chopped to the left side, over to the shortstop. Coleman can't get it on the backhand. It trickles into left field, but a nice recovery from Coleman will keep Jefferson at second. Another infield single here for the Demons, puts 2 on and 2 out.
Now batting, number 11, Logan Crane.
Will also be a time for Logan Crane to come up big here for the Demons. They have 2 on, 2 out as the junior already has 2 homers on the season. Would look to try to do the honors and get the Demons back into this one. They trail 3-0 in the top of the 3rd. Righty on, righty. Kistner fires the fastball. That one's lifted to the right side and foul. It's 0-1. Miller still here watching their competition. Team that knows what it takes to win these tournaments. They've won 2 of them. The 0-1. That fastball is lined to the right side. It will go out of play and foul towards the Gators of River Bluff. Well, it's 0 2 to Crane, 2 gone. Crane trying to stay alive here. He has 13 strikeouts compared to 12 walks. Kistner looking for his 2nd punch out of the afternoon. The 0-2. That one's lined to the left side. Caught, no, off the glove of Coleman. Off his tip. That will allow Jefferson to come home and score. Grigsby slides safely into 3rd to throw to 2nd. Not in time. An RBI double for Logan Crane, and the Demons back in this one. Well, I guess not a double, excuse me, it's an error, but Crane will take it. It looked like Coleman had it, but he took the eye off of it. A mistake you cannot have, as the Demons now have the tying runs on the base pass, and this will bring a pitching visit for the Wildcats. Will step away momentarily. All right, welcome back here to Falcon Field. 3-1 lead for Lexington after an error will allow Jefferson to come around from 2nd and score. Lugoff-Elgin trying to apply some more pressure as it's Luke Ferris digging in. Righty on, righty, 2 away. Erskine commit comes home. The off-speed almost hits Ferris. He ducks out of the way. It's 1-0. Ferris grounded out. Back to Kistner on the bunt attempt for a hit. Back an inning ago. It's 1-0. Fastball away, ball 2. Looks like Lexington is trying to work with Kistner. No one up in the bullpen yet for the Wildcats. Two and oh. Breaking ball misses inside. It's ball 3. First base is open, but it brings up the dangerous DH Aaron Pittman, who's waiting on deck. Temperature starting to dial up here middle of the day, making it its hottest. It's 85 degrees right here in Forest Acres as the wind makes it feel a little better. It's still coming in from center. The 3-0 misses inside, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk for Ferris, who had to ask the home plate umpire if he actually got to go to first. So Lugoff's loaded him. Now it's Aaron Pittman trying to do the honors of giving the Demons a tie or lead. Pittman walked his first go around. Bases juiced, 2 gone, 3-1 lead for Lexington at the top of the 3rd. Righty on righty. Kistner fires, it's a fastball high, ball 1. And now Soborowski will come and talk to his pitcher. Well, Lexington, you know, storied team in this state. They won the 5A state championship last year, going 31-7. A ton of talent on this team from last year and more You know, they lost multiple players to Flora and Starlington. Jackson Burton, Sutton to football. Jackson Cyanek, I believe, Flora and Starlington. Trad Burton, Ryder Kellis to Flora and Starlington. Will Burgess was the big leave from college to Charleston. This team lost so much talent, yet are trying to fight their way back into this and try to make their ways in 5A. The 1-0 is flown to the right field side. Kuiper coming on toward the line. He's got a read. He'll make the one-handed grab shy of the right field line, and that will do it. So the Demons load him, and they leave him stranded, but they do get one off the air. It's a 3-1 lead for Lexington when we come back. Welcome back into Forest Acres, South Carolina. It's a windy day number 1 of the Forest Acres Classic, the 20th anniversary of the Forest Acres Classic. But we are back here for the bottom of the 3rd as Lexington leads Lugoff-Elgin 3-1. Now it's the heart of the order due up for the Wildcats as Peak on the bump will try to get through it. First pitch is behind Cromer. Ball 1 as Cromer's kind of a little upset, and I'll tell you why. First time around, Cromer was hit almost in the exact same spot, so he just wants to hit after he made an incredible play in the field back in the 2nd. Righty on righty here. 1-0 the count. Peak will fire. Fastball wide, ball 2. Oh, the Carolina commit, the number 5th ranked overall prospect in this senior class in South Carolina, went 2 for 3 in their win against White Knoll last week. The 2-0 to Cromer. Hard hit on the ground to the left side, through the hole for a base knock. Cromer finally gets the swing of the bat. I'm pretty sure that's his first swing of the day, and it's good for a leadoff single.
Now batting for Lexington, number 2.
Now it's up. Lincoln Hill is back up. He had a sac fly to the center fielder his first go around. It's righty on righty. Hill waits. Cromer over at first has wicked speed. 11 stolen bags already. He doesn't go. That's because the off-speed hits Hill right between the numbers. The 3rd batter to be hit today for the Wildcats puts runners at first and second with nobody gone.
Now batting for Lexington, number 5, Grant Kistner.
Well, Grant Kistner will come up. The pitcher for the Wildcats flew out to right field his first go around. It's righty on righty, and he's got a chance to try to get that runner back for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 3rd. As Miller watches on, Cromer, it's a big lead off second. It's a bunt down the 3rd base line. It will go foul. Grigsby will field it, but if you're watching on the stream, keep an eye on Cromer. Cromer got a big-time secondary lead right there after he may have started to read Peak. And now Coach Hucks will talk to Kistner. Coach Hucks, you know, there's not really anything you really can't say about him Lux has been at Lexington since 2011 with a 71% wins percentage. He won the South Carolina Coach of the Year last year, and he's won it 3 times. A 4-time state champion, has done it all in this state. And he leads the Wildcats hopefully back into the Forest Acres Classic, potentially give them a chance at Miller on Wednesday and a chance to go to that championship game on Thursday. A lot of baseball between then and there, though. And of course, firstly, they got to get through these Demons. First baseman is on the grass. That's Crane. Grigsby playing now on the edge of the infield grass, the third baseman. Peak is staring Cromer down. He'll finally step off the rubber. Cromer was dancing off second, but there's no hold. Jefferson is playing sort of behind him, so we'll have to see if they make a move. The 0-1 showing butt. Off speed away, ball 1. Crane after a nice sacrifice bunt last inning had a nice stretch over at first. When Bell put a bunt down, he had to reach toward the sky and he snagged it out. Get the first out of the inning. Now he's standing very much in the infield grass. Double steal, that one's laid right back down to the pitcher. Could be a throw to Harvey, the second baseman at first. It's in time, but a nice sacrifice bunt. Puts 2 runners in scoring position here for the Wildcats. As the strongest gust of wind we've had all day just blew in. Good thing Kessler didn't put that ball in the air, else the Demons may try to still pick it up now. Well, there's 1 out. Runners at second and third. Corners are still in here for Alan Hegler. Hegler struck out swinging his first go around. That was against Proctor, though. It's righty on righty. The whole infield comes in. The first pitch, that one's golfed into center field for a base knock past shortstop Jefferson. One comes in, another one will score. That's Hill and Cromer. A 2 RBI single for Hegler. Lexington jumps in front 5-1.
Up next, number 6, Graham Coleman.
The second hit Brody Peak has allowed is an RBI single to Hegler, who continues to start his scorching hot season, now 5 for 10. It's Graham Coleman, the 8-hitter, due up here. He had a double his first go-around. Now, it's righty on righty with 1 away. Runner goes. That one's chopped foul to the left side, out of play. It's 0-1, and that makes Hegler retreat back to first. Hegler yet to steal a bag so far this season. Over, it looked like he was ready to go right there. Coleman, one of the top shortstop prospects in that sophomore class in South Carolina. The 0-1, swung on in, missed a curveball for strike 2. Long pause, the 0-2 from Peak. Fastball wide, ball 1, good eye there. Not waiting on it, or not trying to attack it is Coleman, waiting back on it. Coleman, one person you would like to get chasing. He has 15 strikeouts. That leads these Wildcats this season. He's behind 1-2. Peak will fire. The off speed behind the back and kicks away from Rabin. That one goes all the way to the right side, meaning Hegler's going to try to take third. No throw. A wild pitch that moves 2 bags for Hegler. It was ball 2. It kicked off of Rabin's, it looked like left shin pad, ricocheted all the way to the right side of the wall, and that allowed Hegler to round second and go to third. Gotta find my words here. Early afternoon, got 2 more games left. The 2-2. Off speed, pounded into the ground, foul to the left side. Some more action starting in that Demon bullpen. All of a sudden, Lexington's got a 5-1 lead, and they're looking for more as another insurance run is 90 feet away. The number 8th ranked team in 4A, or 5A, excuse me. 2-2, swung on in, missed, strike 3. Curveball pulled the string out from under Coleman, and there's 2 away.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 7, Jones Bell.
So now Jones Bell, the 9-hole, comes up. Sobrowski ready and waiting on deck as he's getting loose with his shin pads on. Righty on righty, runner at third here for Bell. First pitch from Peak, that one's lined on the left field line. It will go foul. A little ahead of the off-speed was Bell, who is up for the second time in the game already. He had a sacrifice bunt his first go-around, now looking to swing the bat here with 2 away. Oh, and 1. Peak fires the fastball wide, ball 1. It's a 5-1 lead for Lexington here in the bottom of the third. 1-1, the count, 2 gone. The Wildcats have a runner 90 feet away at third. Brody Peak and Lugoff-Elgin trying to keep him there. 1-1. That one's on the ground to the left side. Jefferson, the shortstop's got it. Flips it to first. A strong throw is in time, and that will do it. However, Hegler, after he got stranded at third, well, before, I guess, a 2 RBI single to make it 5-1 Wildcats when we come back here at the Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here to Forest Acres, South Carolina. Lexington and Lugoff-Elgin doing battle in game number 2 of the Forest Acres Classic. It's a 5-1 lead for the Wildcats.
Number 4, Colin Bright.
As Grant Kistner comes back on, he gets 8, 9, and 1 of this demon order in the 4th. Leading off is Colin Bright, who had a fly out to deep center where Braden Cromer took a hit away from him. Righty on righty as Bright flies that one foul to the right side. It'll get out of play. Cromer chased that one down from straight center, ran into the wall, and made the running grab for the second out in the second inning. It's 0-1. The Erskine commit fires. The off speed stays in tight. A curveball. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Off speed upstairs, a slider for ball 2. Bright is one of the top outfielders in the freshman class. He's ahead 2-1, and that fastball's wide. It's ball 3. Well, Bright's not the person you want to give a free bag to. Bright is one of the fastest kids this team has to offer. His only stats for last year, 3 stolen bags, 1 for 2. And he'll take ball 4. It's a fastball in the dirt. 5-pitch walk to lead off the 4th here for Bright and the Demons. It's the 4th walk Kistner has allowed so far this afternoon. And now the 9-hole Jake Rabin comes back up. Rabin grounded out to the second baseman his first go around. Now the catcher digs in with nobody gone and the runner at first. Righty on righty, first pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Well, the senior last year in their state championship run made 6 starts. He's making a second one here this afternoon. The 1-0. Foul tipped into the glove. It's 1-1 after a heater. Kistner had a 2.66 ERA over 39 in the 3rd innings pitched. 39 strikeouts compared to 21 walks. This year it's not as fortunate though. 9 walks compared to 7 strikeouts. He's been losing a little more control, as you saw with Bright there. And now it's 1-1 here against Rabin. You don't want to put too many pieces on the table for the Lugoff-Elgin Demons, as the top of the order is as good as anybody's in the state for Lugoff. Right at first, the 1-1. Fastball low and away, ball 2. Of course, on deck, it's the dangerous leadoff, Watson Harvley. And it's, of course, Jefferson and Cranford at the top of the order with Grigsby cleaning up. I was telling Luke Shawcombe, one of the pitchers for AC Flora, there's no shame in giving up any hits to these guys. They're some of the best this state has to offer. The 2-1 from Kistner, a fastball wide, it's ball 3. Now Soborowski is trying to tell his pitcher to calm down. You don't want to give 2 bases to lead off this game, and now Soborowski, for the second time, will go and talk to his pitcher. Soborowski will retreat after the talk with Kistner. I'll reset right here. It's a 3-1 count. Nobody gone on the top of the 4th. It's game number 2 of the Forest Acres Classic, where Lexington leads Lugoff-Elgin 5-1. Looks like Miller has seen enough of their next 2 opponents. They will be taking their leave towards the great city of Forest Acres. We return here at the 3-1. Called strike 2. Slider on the outside edge will fill her up here against Rabin. Rabin has struck out 7 times, excuse me, not 17, 7 in his 21 at-bats. Kistner looking back right at first, the payoff on the way. Called strike 3, the curveball paints the inside part of the plate for out number 1. What a pitch from Kistner. Late break froze Rabin. He thought it was ball 4, instead it's strike 3 looking.
Up next for Lugoff-Elgin, number 2, Watson Harvley.
That was a big pitch from Kistner. It either was man on first with 1 out or 2 on, nobody out. Now it's the lefty, Watson Harvley, up for the 3rd time in the game already. Kistner fires. That one's nubbed to the left side, foul from Harvley. It's 0-1. Watson Harvley leads this team in doubles. Got some power to boot as well. 12 RBIs, hitting .288. One of the top second base prospects in the state for this senior class. Trying to produce here for the Demons. It's an 0-1 count, 1 gone. Kistner looks back, Bright he goes. The pitch, that one's flown to the right side. It will be the second baseman, Bell, who retreats into shallow right center field. They'll get the pop-up for the 2nd out. Bright, who tried to steal second, has to go back to first. And now there's 2 away for A.J. Jefferson. Well, 1 pitch has decided how this one's gone. Instead, again, it would have been 2 on, nobody out. Instead, now it's only 1 on and 2 out after the pump out. A.J. Jefferson, who has reached on an error and a single in his 2 plate appearances thus far, digs into the right-handed box. The first pitch to him, off speed right on number 3 on his back. It's a hit by pitch, another one in this game. I think it's the 4th or the 5th. I think it's the 4th one this game, but it puts 2 on and 2 out for Lugoff.
Up next for the Demons, Preston Cranford.
Now it's Preston Cranford batting 3rd, the senior in the right-handed box, trying to power his team back into this game. They trail 5-1. Righty on, righty 2 gone. Kistner comes home. That one's poked to the left side. The shortstop Coleman's got it. The throw to first is low, but dug out by Spivey. A good job for the first baseman to keep the Demons off the run column. It's a 5-1 lead for Lexington. We return right here on Definite Fiction. We are back here at Falcon Field for the bottom of the fourth. A 5-1 lead for the Wildcats of Lexington as they come with the top of the order here in the fourth. It's a new pitcher, though, Davis Cato on the bump. The southpaw will wind and deal quickly. Soborowski, the righty, backs off the plate as it missed in tight. It's 1-0. Well, Cato seemed like he worked quickly with that first pitch. We've seen some tempo here from Kistner. Now he'll come with it. The 1-0, that one's lined to the left side. Glove by Grigsby on a line. The third baseman steals a hit and extra bases away from Soborowski. There's one away.
Now batting, number 12, Logan Blight.
My monitor's blocking my vision, but Grigsby with a spectacular grab for out number 1. And now it's Logan Blight due up. The southpaw will wind and deal. The first pitch to the righty is off-speed low, ball 1. Let's talk about Cato, the freshman, is making now his 8th appearance on the bump. 7 earned runs over 6 2/3 innings pitched, but 5 of those came against Blythewood. The 1-0 off-speed misses wide. It's ball 2. For those who do not know, Blythewood may be one of the best teams in the state, meaning those 5 runs against Blythewood aren't too shabby for a freshman. Showing bunt. The 2-0 misses wide as Blight pulls it back. It's ball 3. Of course, you don't want to give free bags to the top 2, considering how dangerous the next 2 are for Lexington. 3-1 bunt shown. Doesn't matter. Ball 4 high.
Now batting, number 13,
A 4-pitch walk.
Spivey.
So Blight now gives Christian Spivey a chance to try to right what he might feel like is a wrong. He put a shock into a ball to right field, but it came up just shy of the wall as Ferris made the grab in deep right. Now the left-handed first baseman comes up with 1 on and 1 out. You're in the bottom of the 4th. The 0-1. Curveball inside, ball 1. Good job from Spivey. Gotta imagine he's just ready and waiting to try to put a charge into another ball. Spivey coming in scorching as well. Now 7 for his last 15. The 1-0. Fastball away, ball 2. Excuse me, he's actually 8 for his last 15. A homer, a double, 4 RBIs for Spivey during that time frame. One of the best sophomores this state has to offer. Looking to pour it on the Demons here. 2 on the count. Blight goes. The pitch called, strike 1. Throw down to second, not in time. Maybe a successful stolen bag for Blight. Looked like a curveball on the inside edge. Was called strike 1. Good jump from Blight gives him second. So the count now 2-1, 1 out. Runner at second for the Wildcats. That was Blight's 6th stolen bag this season so far. The southpaw fires. The 2-1 off speed upstairs, up around the letters. It's ball 3. Wind is softened a little bit, coming in still from center field, but not as bad as it was earlier this game, where some fly balls would have changed directions. The 3-1 fastball is in tight for ball 4. A 5-pitch walk, and now back-to-back walks for Cato. Puts runners at first and second for the most dangerous, well, one of the most dangerous hitters in the state. Maybe not the most dangerous, but he's got to be up there. Brandon Cromer will dig into the right-handed box, but before we get there, Jake Rabin, the catcher, will come out and talk to Cato. Cato had a good start to his game. A line out that was caught by Grigsby, but then back-to-back walks has put the Demons in jeopardy here. They're trailing 5-1, and a team that loves this field as much as the Falcons may do are not having their way here. Only 2 hits in 1 run. And that 1 run's not even earned. It was an error as that ball lined off the left, or the shortstop's glove. So Lugoff-Elgin, a slower start to their Forest Acres Classic than they wanted to. Lexington right on cue, though. The Wildcats this season averaging just shy of 5 runs per game. This hopefully is going to boost them up to it. But what's more impressive about this team is Lugoff-Elgin, or not Lugoff-Elgin, Lexington. They're hitting .311 with runners in scoring position this season. Big chance for Cromer to add to that right here. The righty awaits the lefty. Cato steps off, looks at second. No one covering, though, which gives Blight the free walk back to the bag. Cromer himself hitting .400 with runners in scoring position. He's got a runner on second with one out. Both of them go. Cromer watches strike one, hit the inside part of the plate. The throw to third, not in time. Blight slides around the tag. Spivey stands in the second. The double steal works to perfection. It was called strike one, though, as Cromer can't really believe it, I'll be honest. He was looking at the umpire, asking where that one was. Well, now 2 stolen bags for Blight. For Spivey, that's his 9th of the season. Still all trail Cromer, though. Demons bring the infield in once again. The 0-1. Fastball in tight. Ball 1. Rabin knocks it down, meaning both runners stay at their bags. Well, the Wildcats will get Cardinal Newman tomorrow. Lugoff-Elgin will get the tall task of the Mavericks of Miller. You know, if you missed that game, they put on this impressive display, 16-0 run rule victory, where they didn't allow a base runner. One of the best teams in Virginia, making their name known down here. The 1-1. Off speed upstairs, it's ball 2. Some more action over there in the bullpen for Lugoff-Elgin. Trying to piece together pitching here to take on the defending 5A state champions. It's 2-1. The pitch inside. Cromer jumps out of the way. It's 3-1. Well, Cromer's moved the bat one time. It was a single. The other times he's been hit, almost been hit, or has watched, I guess, strike one go by here in this count. Gus coming in from right center. A 3-1 from Cato. Off speed away, ball 4. 3 straight walks will load the bases with only 1 out. This will bring out Coach Ward to come talk to Cato. Again, Cato had a, one of those starts where you hope that you can recover from. Well, we'll be right back, y'all. Music coming in. All right, while we step toward the bullpen, we're going to talk about our 2 sponsors here as they're talking about their sponsors at Forest Acres. Our 2 sponsors for this stream and the whole Forest Acres Classic are the Big Red Box Dumpster Company, an all-inclusive dumpster company where they'll bring you the whole dumpster. You load it up and they'll take it away for you. How about that? Go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com to learn about their attendance service quality. And of course, one of the best guys I know, Coach Dorsey. And why I call him Coach Dorsey? Well, that's what he does. He coaches the Richland 215 post-baseball team. It's one of the Legion teams in this state and one of the best ones at that. They've won a ton of games as of late. So go hit that QR code on your screen for the Richland 215. One of my good friends, Chris Dorsey, he owns the Big Red Box Dumpster Company, coaches the Legion 215. Such a great, such kind of a great couple companies. So I just want to look at my scorecard here to make sure we got all the changes. But yeah, 2 great companies owned. They're our sponsors here for the Forest Acres Classic, all on Definite Fiction. You need to play Legion because, of course, it's free and some of the best competition in the state. Need I say more? I don't think so. But all right, we'll return here to Forest Acres, South Carolina, as Landon Gregory will come onto the bump for the first time today. After Cato loaded the bases off of 3 straight walks. It's now the right-handed Gregory trying to get them out of the jam. The junior making his 4th appearance of the season. As the infield waiting on back, corners are in here. Wind started to pick up during that break as well, right back to where it was. Righty on righty, first pitch gets through the legs of Rabin. However, it bounces right back to him. Nobody can move up. Looked like Blade had to hold at third. The brakes were put on. It's going to be a 1-0 as Hill watched it go by for ball 1. Well, dangerous play, crisis averted. However, Gregory still got to work through some trouble. It's 1-0. The right-hander comes home. The fastball called. Strike 1 on the outside edge. The junior now making his 4th appearance of the season. He's pitched 3 1/3 inning, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Trying to keep the Demons in this game. They trail 5-1, and Lexington looking to pour it on. The 1-1. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. Time is called here from Hill. Hill is 0 for 0 in a way. A sacrifice fly, and he's been hit by a pitch in his 2 plate appearances this afternoon. Wind is now really picking up from left to right across the diamond. Not many fly balls, though, in this game, making the jobs in right and center easier. Maybe Jeff did a good job enforcing my headset, but you might be able to see the camera shaking a little bit. 2-1, that one's lined in the left field. Coming on is Cranford. He dives in, can't make the play, and hits the turf. Everyone will have to move up. Only a bag after Cranford almost had a diving and catch. It's an RBI single for Lincoln Hill, and it's now 6-1 Wildcats. Cranford almost made a phenomenal play, and there's the wind right there. That ball died midair and brought it all the way back. Cranford potentially would have had a better play on it if he didn't. Well, that earned run will go against Cato. Bases still juiced now for the righty, Grant Kistner. Gregory winds and deals the curveball upstairs above the head of Kistner. It's 1-0. Well, Kistner has flown out to right and put a beautiful sacrifice bunt down back in the 1st inning. Trying to add to this 6-1 Wildcat lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Now some kitchen stuff's being blown over from all the wind here. Usually it's not this windy, but one of the worst I remember. The 1-0 is high and away, ball 2. It's a fastball. You know, usually it's a bit windy here just from the lake and everything, but today is pretty bad considering, you know, what we usually endure. Luckily I got my tape here, so we're all good. Just a couple paperweights here and there. The 2-0 from Gregory. Fastball wide, ball 3. Corners are still in, and now he's in danger of losing another runner. You cannot walk a runner home, especially trailing by 5. Kistner would love to add to the Wildcat total here. The 3-0 from Gregory. Fastball right down Broadway, strike 1. Gregory needed a pitch, and he finds it right there. Kistner, the senior, hitting .400 with only 3 RBIs. Has a chance to blow those numbers up right here. The 3-1 on the way. Fastball upstairs, ball 4, and that'll walk in a run. It's now 7-1.
Now batting number 32, Alan Hegler.
Well, an RBI walk for Kistner. Brings back up Alan Hegler. The freshman 1 for 2, struck out in a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. Of course, for just clarity, I said it earlier in the game, the run rules are as followed. It is 15 runs through 3 and 10 runs through 5.
Running first base, number 8, Jonathan Waldrop.
Jonathan Waldrop will come back in. He'll courtesy run now for the pitcher, Kistner. He courtesy ran for Soborowski earlier this game. Righty on righty, 1 gone, bases juiced for Alan Hegler. The freshman awaits. Coming home is Gregory. That one's popped to the right side and foul. It's 0-1. Hegler's just played only the last 4, now 5 games of this season. He's quickly become a staple in this lineup, though. 5 for 10. Now 8 RBIs for him and a double to spare. The 0-1. Fastball kicked up some dirt. It gets by Rabin. Coming home, the flip to the plate. Not in time. No, he is out. Looked like that wasn't in time, but the tag got Cromer. A big out number 2. Gives Lugoff some life here. That looked like Cromer got under the tag, but home plate umpire said no, he did not. Well, now his runners at second and third, 2 gone, 1-1 the count for Hegler. The right-handed Gregory trying to work his way out of some trouble here. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Swung under some off-speed upstairs. It's strike 2. This will be really big for Gregory trying to get out of this game, save his arm, and save some more Lugoff arms. There's another man warming up in the pen. This is what Lugoff does, though. Unfortunately, they've had to piece some pitchers together due to their circumstances this year. The 1-2. Fastball in tight. 82 miles per hour. It's now 2-2. After Hegler, it's Graham Coleman sitting on deck. If it gets that far, Jones Bell's in the hole. 2's wild. 2-2 the count. 2 gone. Gregory fires off speed away. That'll fill her up. Runners will not be in motion as first base is open. 3-2. 2 gone. 7-1 lead for Lexington here in the bottom of the 4th. Gregory bounces, comes home. The payoff, swung on in, missed, strike 3. Heater upstairs, gets Hegler to go down swinging, and that will do it in the 4th. Lexington leaves 2 on, but they push 2 across. It's a 7-1 lead for the Lexington Wildcats when we come back right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back to Falcon Field, a 7-1 advantage for Lexington over Lugoff-Elgin. We're set to begin the top of the 5th as it's 4, 5, and 6 due up. Kistner got in and out of some trouble last inning. He walked the first batter, but then proceeded to get 2 of the next 3 out. As Grigsby pops that one to the right side, it goes foul. But Kistner looked like he was going to get in some more trouble than he did, but quickly got out of it after a big payoff pitch. Got Rabin looking for strike 3, and then from there it was clockwork. Well, it's Maverick Grigsby leading off for the Demons. It's 0-1 the count. Kistner fires. Off speed, stays in tight. Ball 1. Grigsby has singled and struck out swinging in his 2 plate appearances thus far. The 1-1. That one's lifted to the right side. It will quickly go out of play, and it's 1-2 now for Grigsby. Last year's All-State second baseman. We'll dig in. He was technically a third baseman, but he played second all season for Lugoff-Elgin last year with the talent they had across the diamond. A couple of their big losses was Turner Goff, Skylar Jackson, of course, Billy Robertson. The 1-2 is line to the second baseman, but caught by Bell on a line. That one had some legs, but Bell caught up to it. There's now one away here in the fifth. Second up in the inning, it's Logan Crane. Logan reached on an error his last time up, and he's also grounded out to the third baseman back in the first to end the frame. Righty on righty, one out. First pitch from Kistner. Fastball away, ball one. Luke Ferris is sitting on deck. In the hole, it's Aaron Pittman if it gets that far. Lugoff needing a spark here to try to find their way back into this one. They trail 7-1. The 1-0 heaters away, it's ball two. Of course, next game up is Airport and River Bluff. That game starts at 5 o'clock. Flora and Hammond cap off the day at 8. 2-0 the pitch, the curveball called. Strike one on the inside part of the plate. It's now 2-1 with one out. Kistner quickly works. The 2-1 is fouled back off the hands of Crane. It's now 2-2. Kistner only has 2 punch-outs so far today. Looking for a third. Compared to those, he's got 4 walks. The Erskine commit will wind and deal the 2s. Off speed, stays in tight. It's ball 3. Kistner, the payoff. Swing on and miss, strike 3. Crane offers on an off speed way outside of the zone. It's strikeout number 3 and out number 2 here in the 5th.
Now batting, number 1, Luke
So
Ferris.
2 away now for Luke Ferris. Ferris 0 for 1 with a ground out. He's also walked in this game thus far. Ferris trying to start something here in the 2 outs in the 5th. First pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 1. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike 1 on the outside edge. A heater at 83 miles per hour. Ferris awaits, as Kistner winds, deals, and delivers an off speed on the outside edge. Swing and a miss. It's strike 2. Kistner, the 1-2. Off speed outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 7-1 lead for Lexington over Lugoff-Elgin. They're trying to put to bed Lugoff here in the 5th. 2s on the way from Kistner. That one's chopped to the left side, coming on as a shortstop. Tough bounce for Coleman. That hit off what looked like the ridge, the infield grass, and the infield dirt. It's kicked away from the shortstop Coleman. They're going to rule that a hit in a 2-out single for Ferris. Looked like it was going to be out number 3, however, sometimes that's how it bounces. I'm sure Airport knows exactly what I'm talking about if they're listening in already, and right on cue, the Eagles come in for the game against the Gators, a game they're trying to win for the first time in 2 years. Of course, tune into that one. That's going to be at 5 o'clock. That'll be the first game of Bracket A. Sobrowski, another talk to his pitcher, Kistner, and I love what Sobrowski is doing pretty much every time he feels like he needs to just kind of, I would say more of just, like converse with Kistner when something just didn't go Kistner's way or Kistner's not looking like his usual self. Sobrowski is quickly the first one up to go talk to his pitcher, try to figure out what can he do to help. Righty on, righty, 2 away. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1, the off speed to Aaron Pittman. Righty on, righty, Kistner comes home. Beautiful curveball, strike 1 looking on the inside part of the plate. 1 in, 1, 2 gone. Runner at first here for Lugoff-Elgin. The top of the fifth, they're trailing 7-1. Kistner will wind and deal. The 1-1. Off speed, misses away. It's ball 2. Two one the count. Kistner fires. Fastball low, ball 3. Well, all of a sudden, just a ball that kicked the way of Lugoff-Elgin, and now Kistner behind 3-1 to Pittman. If it gets that far, it's Wright, who's had a great day. He's sitting on deck. You don't want him up in a spot that could get Lugoff-Elgin any sort of momentum here late in this game. The 3-1 is fouled back by Pittman outside. It'll be 3-2. Well, 3-2 now, 1 out. Runner at first will be in motion with 2 gone in the top of the 5th. Aaron Pittman, who so far is 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk, looking to get his first hit of the afternoon. The payoff, swung and fouled. A defensive swing from Pittman will go out of play to the right side. Pittman does a good job battling it off. It was a nice place fastball from Kistner. Looked to be in the outside part of the zone, and Pittman says, I'll just shoot it to stay alive. Pick off back at first. I like the idea, but heads up play from Ferris to dive back in. You know, usually in the 3-2, you're going to be going to second off of motion, so trying to see if they can get him lackadaisical over at first as Kistner wasn't able to do it. The payoff, one more. Called, strike 3 looking. Paints the inside part of the plate with a curveball as Kistner gets out of the jam with a curveball looking. Beautiful pitch, and side retired. 7-1 lead for Lexington. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. It's a 7-1 lead for Lexington in their return to the Forest Acres Classic. The last time they were here was in 2014. Now after 11 years off, they're back against a team that hasn't been here since 2011, Lugoff-Elgin. New pitcher on the bump, it's Wesley Klotz for the Demons. The right-hander comes home and it's fouled off. The first pitch to Graham Coleman in this right-handed showdown is 0-1. First time I've seen Klotz or even heard of him. I would assume he's a freshman, but don't quote me on that. The 0-1. Curveball is grounded to the short stump. Jefferson waits back on it. The throw to first in time. There's one away.
Now batting number 7, Jones Bell.
Now the 9-hole Jones Bell up for the third time this game. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt and a ground out. After him, the lineup will flip over to the top of Lexington's, which has done wonders for them today. Ready on righty, first pitch. Curveball over the head of Bell. It's 1-0. Well, consider I never heard of Klotz, you can assume at home I have no stats on him, meaning I don't think he's pitched in a game this season. The 1-0 misses in tight for ball 2. That curveball just at 64 miles per hour. Definitely a pitching change and a speed change for the Wildcats who we're used to seeing in the 80s. The 2-0. Fastball kicks up some dirt. It's ball 3. And after Bell, it's Soborowski at the top of the order. Then it's Blight on the in the hole category. Category, whatever it is. 3-0. Fastball low, a 4-pitch walk to Bell. Well, just like it was with Cato after he got the first out last inning, or I guess 2 innings ago now. Oh, no, it was last inning, that's right. Seems like now got a ground out, a walk, and now it's the top of the order. Toby Soborowski up for the 4th time this game. He has a single, has been hit by a pitch, and is lined out so far. It's righty on righty, 1 gone. 7-1 lead for Lexington. First pitch is the curveball. That's chopped to the third baseman, Grigsby. He can't make the transition. Everybody's going to be safe. He was looking for 2, and instead he'll get none.
Up next, number 12, Logan Blight.
That will be ruled as an error on Grigsby. It's the first error of the game for the Demons and puts runners at first and second with only 1 out for Logan Blight. Blight 1 for 2 as a line out, a single, and a walk. Also 2 stolen bags this season. Or 2 tonight, whatever day is. Jace. Promise I'm awake.
First base, number 27, Joel Cortez.
Joel Cortez will run for Soborowski this time. It was Waldrop earlier on. Now it's Cortez. First base, Crane on the infield grass. 7-1 lead for Lexington. Again, they need 4 runs in this inning if they want to end this game by run rule. That would technically be Spivey who's on deck. If it gets that far, of course. Righty on righty. Klotz comes in. First pitch is low. Ball 1. Looks like a curveball. Well, in his last 4 games, Blight came in 4 for 15 with 2 ribbies. Today, again, he's 1 for 2. Looking for some more damage right here. The 1-0. Called strike 1. Fastball on the outside edge. Nice pitch from Klotz. Blight has 4 doubles this season. No doubles so far tonight, I don't believe, or today from this game. Tonight, today? Jeez, it's not tonight yet, Alex. The 1-1. That one's muscle to the right side and foul to the backstop. Well, I guess Coleman technically did get a double on that. I think he was trying for a triple, I'll be honest, but he'll set up for a double. He's not going to complain. Crane's the first baseman still on the infield grass. It's 1-2. The fastball's wide for ball 2. Nice job from Rabin behind the dish to backhand it to keep it from going to the backstop. Again, if it gets that far, it's Christian Spivey who's on deck. One of the biggest power hitters in this entire tournament. And of course, Brandon Cromer awaits after him. 2 from Klotz. Off speed in the dirt, away, ball 3, and that'll fill her up. You cannot give free bags to this Wildcats team. Done a pretty good job of limiting the walks so far today, however, hit batsmen not so much. They have 3. Lugoff usually pretty good at keeping runners at bay. They only allow 5 runs per game. The payoff looks like it hits. Yes, it does. It hits the form of Blight. That'll load the bases with only 1 out.
Now
So bases loaded, nowhere to put Christian Spivey. So unfortunately, going to be the worst case scenario for Lugoff. You're going to have to pitch to him. We saw an intentional base on balls back in the first game, something Skeeza does a little more than most other teams do. Usually you'll pitch to kids in high school or try to make them swing and miss, but Cardinal Newman walked Evan Hankins intentionally. The Miller dugout had a time with that one, I'll say that. JT Williams warming up in the bullpen for the Demons. The lefty awaits in the box as he takes strike one on the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. This is what Klotz needs to do. Try to figure out how to paint the edges. Keep Christian Spivey from getting the barrel on one. Wind coming in from right center. The 0-1. Fastball low, ball one. Of course, after Spivey gets no easier, Brandon Cromer looking up. A homer would end this game. Both of them can do just that. Between Cromer and Spivey, a combined 4 homers. The 1-1. Off speed, that one's lined to the right side. That'll go into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score, but everybody holds up. An RBI single for Spivey, his second hit of the day. Now it's 8-1 Lexington.
Brandon Cromer.
An RBI single for Spivey. Now Brandon Cromer coming up trying to finish this one off. Righty on righty with 1 gone. The winning runner for Lexington standing at first. First pitch from Klotz is low. Fastball for ball 1. Well, as I said back in his last at-bat, Cromer, the best Wildcat when it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position. He hits .400, but so far today, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a single. The 1-0. Swung on and missed through a curveball on the inside part. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball, it gets away from Rabin on the right side. It'll go to the backstop, and that will allow another runner for the Wildcats to score. This time, it's Cortez, the courtesy runner, coming across, and now the winning run moves into scoring position at second. Again, the run rule is 10 runs through 5 innings. A big-time knock here from Cromer would do it. The 2-1. Swung on in, foul tipped. Curveball on the inside part. Cromer was trying to get in front of it. It's now 2s. How about this for Klotz? It's a 2-2 count with 1 out against the South Carolina Gamecock commit, Brandon Cromer. If he could find a way to get Cromer out, that's got to be a marquee moment of his high school career, his young high school career, I might add. 2s from Klotz. Fastball in the dirt. Rabin gets in front of it. It's going to be a full count. First base did open up after the wild pitch, but Lincoln Hill was sitting ready and waiting on deck with a chance to end it. You know he would love to get that opportunity. Corner's still in, middle playing back to the infield wise. The 3-2. Swung on in, missed, strike 3. Klotz goes to the curveball and gets Cromer down swinging. There's now 2 away.
Number 10, Lincoln Hill.
How about that one for a marquee moment in your high school career? Cromer is out for the first time this afternoon, and now it's Lincoln Hill with a chance to end it with 2 outs. Righty on righty. Runners at second and third. Klotz comes home, gets a big time hack for strike 1. It was low, and Hill couldn't hold up. Wing kicking in from left to right across the diamond. Airport in River Bluff, ready and waiting after this one. The 0-1 stays in tight. Nice job from Rabin behind the dish to keep it in front of him. It's 1-1. Well, Hill in his last 5 games, 5 RBIs, 6 for 17. This afternoon, he has a sacrifice fly, a single, and a hit by pitch. It's 1-1. A fastball way wide, gets behind Rabin. Both runners have to hold up, though, as that ball bounced right back to him. Second time that's happened to Lugoff-Elgin today, you know. Ball gets by Rabin, and they get kind of lucky in the way. The ball bounces right back to Rabin and makes both runners have to hold their bags. It's a 9-1 game in favor of the Wildcats. They have runners at second and third with 2 gone. Klotz comes home. It's the curveball low. Foul tipped back. It's now 2-2. Well, if Lugoff-Elgin can get back up, it'll be 8-9-1 for the Demons. Lexington trying to end it right here. A base knock to the outfield could do it with Spivey, the speedster, on second. Well, maybe not a speedster, but he's got some wheels. 2-2 is low in the dirt. Ball 3, and that'll fill her up. 3 in, 2 gone. First base is open. But if you put Hill on, Kistner awaits on deck. The payoff. Curveball is fouled back. Hill had to kind of adjust his swing mid-swing, if you will. Looked like it was going to be called strike 3 on the outside edge, and Hill kind of changes the direction of his swing just to keep the barrel close enough to the ball so he doesn't go out. Smart play and a heads-up play from Hill, but not easy to do in the moment. The payoff, one more time. The curveball, ball 4 over the head of Hill. What a battle between Klotz and Hill. That'll load the bases right back up here for Grant Kistner. And now right back another mound visit. This may do it. We'll step away momentarily as Klotz is going to get a talk from his coach. And we are back here. It's game number 2 of the Forest Acres Classic. Lexington trying to end it right now. They have a 9-1 lead, and the bases are juiced with 2 outs. However, the Demons will bring on their 6th pitcher and trying to prolong this game as long as possible, maybe giving themselves a chance to fight back. It's JT Williams, the right-hander, one of their top relievers, who comes in to try to get through the jam here. Williams now making his 7th appearance, his first time since he played against Flora 2 weeks ago. Kistner awaits, righty on righty, fastball in tight for ball 1. Well, Klotz, he is now loaded the bases, has walked a runner, let one hit, and has given up a hit. The 1-0 misses low, it's ball 2, 2-0. Well, the last batter in this inning, no matter what, will be Alan Hegler. Well, if of course Kistner gets on, but cannot go past Hegler after this. The 2-0 is spiked in. Rabin knocks it down, though, and actually bounces it back to Williams on the bump. It'll be 3-0. So even if you put Kistner on, there's no way it gets past Hegler, because either it's base hit, ball 4, and 2 runs will score at that point. 3-0 count for Williams. The right-hander will wind and deal. The fastball called, strike 1 on the outside edge. Williams making his 7th appearance. He's pitched 11 2/3 innings with a 2.99 ERA. One of the top relievers for the Demons. The 3-1. That one's golfed right back at Williams. He gloves it on a hop. The flip to first is in time, and that'll do it. Kistner laces one right on a hop. JT Williams with the reflexes snags it, and this game will continue. It's a 9-1 lead for Lexington when we come back here at the Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here to game number 2 of the Forest Acres Classic. For the first time today, Lexington will go to their bullpen. It's the freshman Brady Azaria who digs in. The southpaw fires home. Colin Bright watches a fastball hit the outside part of the plate, and we are underway in the top of the 6th. It's 0-1. Wind still picking up, coming in from right center field again. As I mentioned earlier, one of the windiest days I remember here at Falcon Field. The 0-1, that one's lined to the left center field. Coming on is Cromer. He'll run that one down a little easier than his top 10 nominee play he made back in the 2nd against Bright. It still is good, though, for out number 1 here in the 6th.
Now batting number 12, Jake Rabin.
So the 9-hole, the catcher, Drake Rabin, will come up. Rabin so far today, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout looking. The southpaw comes home to the righty, and he skips in a fastball. It's 1-0. We look at Azaria making his now 8th appearance, a 0.47 ERA with 21 strikeouts. This young freshman's making a strong impression in his first season for the Wildcats. The fastball is fouled back by Rabin. It's now 1-1. In their win against White Knoll last Thursday, Azaria pitched 2 innings, 0 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. He's one of those kids that you look at and say, that's a freshman? Doesn't look like one. The 1-1 heaters away, it's ball 2. Well, the 9-hole Rabin's up, and after that, the order flips over. It's Watson Harvey, the leadoff on deck. 2-1 off speed upstairs, ball 3. Azaria doesn't walk many people. Only 1 walk surrendered on the season, but he fell behind the 9-hole. A 3-1. Called strike 2. Off speed, low in the zone. Will fill the count with 1 out. It's a 9-1 lead for Lexington, top of the 6th inning right here in game number 2 of the Forest Acres Classic. The payoff on the way. In tight fastball, ball 4. It's a 1-out walk for Azaria, only the 2nd one he's let up all season. Rabin will get on the base pass for the first time this afternoon. Well, back to the top of the order we go. It's Watson Harvey. Before we get there, though, looks like a courtesy runner will be used from the Demons. It's number 16, Logan Durrell, the sophomore. So the first left-on-left matchup here is Harvley. Digs into the left-handed box against the southpaw. Azaria comes home and delivers his best pitch of the day. A curveball that breaks right down the heart of the plate for strike one. I mean, while Harvley frozen, I think everybody in this tournament may have froze as well. The 0-1. That off-speed stays up and in for ball one. Even Harvley can't believe it, though, because he's sitting there going, that broke that much. He thought it was going to hit him right in the head. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Fastball misses just a tick outside. It's ball two, and it's one of those where, you know, the Flora dugout, I guess with Flora fans, we sit there and be like, obviously, you know, as a Flora fan, it's a ball, even though I don't really care, but it didn't miss by much if it missed anywhere. 2-1. That one's fouled straight back. Hopefully I didn't get you to flinch. No, 2-2. Don't worry if you're at home. I'm a former baseball player, so I don't really flinch at those. The only ones I really flinch at, if it's a pop fly right coming over the net, then I flinch because I'm scared about getting hit. I got a net in front of me. I'm good. 2-2. Harvley swings and drives one to right center field. Cromer drifting back, and he'll make the play for out number two. That one actually, I think, got knocked down to the wind a little bit. I thought Harvley got a bit more on it, as Cromer was able to slowly move into position. It is good for out number two, though. Now it's A.J. Jefferson due up for the fourth time. Jefferson is 1 for 2. He reached on an air back in the first. He's also singled and been hit by a pitch. The College of Charleston commit digging in, lefty on righty, and Jefferson scoops that one up and will go out of play, foul territory. Well, if it gets that far, Preston Cranford awaits on deck. Lugoff-Elgin trying to get some more runs to keep this game and keep themselves in the game, I guess. The 0-1. That one's laced into right center field. Going back is Kuiper. He moves back toward the warning track and makes the one-handed grab after being turned around. Kuiper played Jefferson in right center. He runs it down near the warning track, and that will do it in the top of the sixth. Azaria gets a scoreless frame. Before we go anywhere, for the last time this game, I'm going to talk about our sponsors who are sponsoring us through the entire Forest Acres Classic. There are two sponsors I love to talk about, and the first one, I actually just saw him a couple innings ago. It was Coach Chris Dorsey, and the coach of the Richland 215 American Legion team. If you want to hear more about what he has to say about American Legion baseball, tune into the Hammond AC Flora game at 8 o'clock, but I'll talk about a little bit what I know right now, kind of give you the prelude. It's free baseball you can play this summer, and to be blunt, there's nothing better than free baseball. I mean, come on. Hit that QR code on your screen. You play against some of the top talent this state has to offer at the high school, and potentially some of the top college talent this state has to offer. Of course, the Richland 215 has hosted a couple of those players as well. Coach Dorsey also, as his day job, he's one of the owners of the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. They're an all-inclusive dumpster company that will allow you to get the dumpster, you fill it up, and they'll take it off for you. How about that? Go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com to hear more about that and contact Chris Dorsey, maybe getting your dumpster today. All right. Of course, you'll be hearing a lot about them for the rest of the tournament, and now Lexington will try to finish off this job here. Sorry, trying to keep the music on as there's music playing at the field. Next game, don't go anywhere, starts in an hour. It's River Bluff and Airport. A storied series between these two teams at the Forest Acres Classic that have gone in River Bluff's way both times. You know, Airport's looking for a little revenge in that category. Don't worry, I'll talk a lot more about that upcoming. But before we get there, it's the sixth inning. Ready on righty, JT Williams back on the hill. He'll get Alan Hegler, who watches ball one go low and away. The wind looks like it's coming from the left to right again. It's always a pain trying to figure out which way it's coming from when you're behind in a tent. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Upstairs heater. It's strike one. Well, Williams came in and got a ground out to Kistner last time up. It was a nice play from Williams as that ball was on a hop right to him and he stabbed it out of air. 1-1 misses away the fastball. It's now 2-1. The 2-1 from the righty. That one's golfed into center field. Going over is Bright. He'll get into right center field and make the one-handed grab. There's one away.
Now batting number 6, Graham Coleman.
Now Graham Coleman up for the fourth time in the game. Coleman has a double. He struck out and ground out in his 3 plate appearances thus far. Righty on righty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, Lugoff-Elgin will get Miller tomorrow. Lexington gets Cardinal Newman. First pitch is grounded down the left field line. It goes foul. It's now 0-1. Williams fires. Heater upstairs, ball 1. Williams has yet to pitch since that Flora game where he gave up 2 earned runs in the would have been the loss, technically not on him. The 1-1 pitch is low, looked like off speed, so now it's 2-1. Of course, Lexington needs 2 to end this game as it's a 10-run rule through 5 here, 15 through 3, which Miller grabbed in game 1, 16-0 victory. The 2-1 is wide. It's ball 3 after the heater. Makes the count 3-1 here to Graham Coleman. Took me a second to find it out. I thought I was about to say Hegler. 3-1 on the way. Ball 4. Coleman flips the bat as the winning run will come up to the box here with 1 out.
Up next for the Wildcats, number 7, Jones Bell.
It's the last man in the order. Jones Bell comes up for the 4th time today. Bell is 0 for 1. He's grounded out, walked, and delivered a sacrifice bunt. Righty on righty, lineup flips over after Bell. He doesn't want it to get that far, though. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Looks like Bell was trying to end it right there. JT Williams fooled him a little bit. Long pause, now Williams comes home. Swing and a miss again. Strike 2, heater sped right by him. Bell's got some power, a home run through his beginning now with Lexington. 5 RBIs as well as the 0-2 comes in. He smacks that one to left field. Cranford going back toward the warning track, but he's got room. He'll make the one-handed grab in deep left for out number 2 as Coleman retreats. I almost called it. Bell gave it a ride, but just comes up short. Now there's 2 away. Done that almost twice as Spivey almost put one over the right field wall earlier this game. Now Bell flies out to deep right, or deep left, excuse me. Well, it's Toby Soborowski up for the 5th time. Righty on righty is Soborowski trying for his 2nd hit of the night. First pitch from Williams. Call, strike 1 on the curveball on the inside part of the plate. Soborowski, looks like he's 1 for 3. A line out, an error he reached on, and a single. He's also been hit by a pitch today. The 0-1 from Williams. That fastball is lifted right behind us and foul. It's 0-2. Got to give a lot of credit to the Demons, though. After allowing a couple runners on and the winning runners to get into scoring position last inning, they fought him off, and now Williams trying to keep his team in the game. It's 0-2, Williams. The fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. You know, Soborowski was one of the kind of the nice surprises I got today. I was worried, you know, looking at the lineup for Lexington going, how do I say that? But it's pretty actually easy, all things considered. The 1-2, that one's popped to the right side in foul territory. The first baseman Crane moves over and makes the grab for out number 3. JT Williams does his job perfectly. Gets through 4 outs and keeps the Demons in this game, but they need 8 runs if they want to stay alive. 9-1 lead, going to 7. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the 7th inning. Owen Watts makes his season debut, gets a swing and a miss for strike one here in the 7th. It's 3, 4, and 5 for Lugoff. It looks like Coach Ward's going to come and talk to his right-handed left fielder. Well, let's talk about Owen Watts a little bit. Watts is yet to make an appearance on the season. Last season, he made 3 appearances of 1 start, gave up 6 earned runs over 6 innings pitched. However, one of the top right-handed pitching prospects of the season of the 2025 class is going to the Florence Darlington Technical College. If you remember from Legion Ball, that is where Julian Scott went to college as well. So, we got some linkage here at Falcon Field on this beautiful Monday afternoon. A little toasty though. The temperature kind of turned up to 85. A little more humidity than we'd like to admit, but that's just Columbia, South Carolina. The right-hander will wind in, deal to the right-hander. The second pitch is fouled straight back. Hits one of the poles, it's 0-2. I think I remember this game, it was the Charlotte Christian game, I believe, where it was fouled back and actually hit, or maybe it was the Lugoff AC Flora game where a pitch was fouled back and hit their radar gun off one of the poles. The 0-2 from Watts. Hits Cranford. I didn't see where it hit him. I guess it would have been on the elbow guard. Well, after 2 straight strikes, Watts loses them. Now it's a leadoff base runner here for the Demons.
Now batting number 6, Maverick Grigsby.
Oh, the cleanup hitter, Maverick Grigsby, will come up for the 4th time. Grigsby 1 for 3 with a single. Cranford's had a weirder day as well. He's had now batter's interference and a hit by pitch that I didn't even see get hit. Righty on righty. First pitch to Grigsby. Fastball away, ball 1. You know, I was joking with a lot of people earlier before the Classic. I said Grigsby's got to be one of my favorite all-name teams. I mean, how much fun is it to say Maverick Grigsby on an everyday level? 1-0. Fastball away, ball 2. You know, I need to make an all-name team of this tournament. Roper Wensley's got to be on it for AC Flora. I don't know. Spivey's fun to say. As a broadcaster, I keep telling everybody, like, these are fun names to say. Soborowski's got to be up there as well. 2-0, fastball misses high and away, ball 3. You know, I tell everybody when, I don't really watch a lot of soccer, but when the U.S. men's national team got Florian Balogun, I said that was potentially the best name of all time just because of how it rolls off the tongue. Same with a couple other names. The 3-0. 4-pitch walk, fastball upstairs to Grigsby. Puts 2 on and nobody out here in the 7th. So Lugoff, who trails 9-1, has their first 2 runners on. Now Logan Crane. Logan 0 for 3. Reached on the air back in the 3rd. Other 2 appearances, a ground out and a strikeout swinging. And Lugoff will get Miller tomorrow. Lexington gets Cardinal Newman, setting up what potentially would be a winner. First potentially winner, of course, the winner's of day 1 on day 3, which means one of them could lose tomorrow. Just how this Forest Acres Classic goes. You never know what happens. First pitch, called, strike 1. Change up on the inside edge. So that happened last year in bracket number B. River Bluff run-ruled Oceanside Collegiate on day 1, then lost in day 3, losing their chance to play for a championship. The 0-1 misses upstairs. Fastball high for ball 1. And Airport won day 1 and ended up missing the championship game. Talk a lot more about that next game. 1-1, a big swing and a miss through a changeup upstairs for Crane. It's now 1-2. The 1-2 from Watts. Swing on in, miss, strike 3. Upstairs, Heater gets Crane on strikes, and there's now 1 away in the 7th. That's Watts' first strikeout of the season. It's now Luke Ferris up as the 6-hole hitting right fielder. 2 on, 1 gone, 9-1 lead for Lexington here in their first game of the Classic since 2014. Watts fires the fastball up and away for ball 1. Again, Lugoff returns here to the Forest Acres Classic for the first time since 2011. Really, logistically, it didn't make sense since, you know, we played them in our region, so wouldn't make sense for region foes to match up too much. The 1-0 called strike one on the outside edge. It's now 1-1. That's what we had to avoid last year. River Bluff and Dutch Fork were set to play on Championship Thursday for the third place game, but instead we just split them up considering they were going to play in a series for their actual region the next week. The 1-1 heater misses upstairs. It's now ball two. Watts behind 2-1. The right-hander kicks and deals. Ferris fouls that one back. It's now 2-2. Looks like a heater on the outside edge. A lot of fastballs from Watts so far. Seems like that's the pitch he likes to go to here against these demon hitters after missing with some other sort of pitches, I guess, all the junk, if you will, and his first two batters. Two's coming home. Curveball over the head of Ferris. Now it's a full count with one out. On deck if it gets that far, Aaron Pittman, the DH. This Lugoff team can score with the best of them. As Watts will deliver a payoff, it gets a swing and a miss through an upstairs fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts puts two away in the seventh now for the Wildcats.
Up next, number 20, and Aaron Pittman.
Well, Watts hit the first batter, walked the second, and then back-to-back strikeouts has runners at first and second with 2 outs for Aaron Pittman. Lugoff usually scores over 5 runs per game. They've been held to 1 run and 3 hits. First pitch from Watts is a fastball upstairs for ball 1. One and oh. Fastball up and inside, ball 2. Pittman so far today, 4th time up. He's walked, flown out, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. The 2-0 from Watts. The right-hander delivers right down Broadway. Took a little off of it. It's strike 1, and now it's a 2-1 count. The right-handed DH awaits the 2-1. Watts kicks and deals. Pittman lines that one into right center field. Going back is Kuiper towards the wall at the warning track. He jumps it, makes the play to end the game. Another splendid play in the outfield. Cromer robbed a hit back in the second, and Kuiper robs a hit from Pittman to end this one. A 9-1 game for Lexington, as now they have won 7 of their last 9. The defending 5A state champions have hit their stride, and they're looking to continue a hot streak towards potentially a Forest Acres Classic championship. Well, that'll do it from me here. Airport and River Bluff up next in about 45 minutes. Look for that link, and I'll see y'all tomorrow in the next one.